I still aren't seeing clients, but I have heard from a few because the life bomb theme is continuing. And so it's a look at it's not really goal setting, although we do talk about that, which means like really best, like universe best, which means that we get all those beautiful connections from new people that can help and new ways to do things and better ways to support us. Hi guys, it is Mel from Mel Ryan 100% You, and I am just jumping on with our weekly update. I still aren't seeing clients, but I have heard from a few because the life bomb theme is continuing, and so there's some people out there that have had a pretty rough start to 2026 with some things going on. So a shout out if that's you. Really, take a step back to absolutely come back to you and support yourself and work out what you need and work out what you need to ask for, and let's get around you to make sure that you are fully supported for this year. There's a lot going on in my world. There might have been a reel that you saw. I literally started writing my to-do list of what I am planning on doing for the first half of this year. I'm pretty excited. There's some really beautiful projects I'm working on to bring more ways to support yourself to you. Anyway, when I was doing it, I put it up on a wall. I just had a spare wall out in my lounge room area. And on that wall, when I stepped back and looked at it, I was blown away because my favorite things were there, which I'll put a picture up in here if you like. And it was there's a little Smurf with, me, I love Smurfs. There was roses from my garden that are just divine. They smell amazing. There was all the picture of the people that I asked for help in heaven that look after me. There's Buddhas to remind me to be Zen of Bali and of where I've come from and why it's so important for me to keep doing this work. So it was pretty amazing, pretty exciting. Anyway, I won't ramble about that. Let me talk about what's going on and some ideas coming up there. Quite a few people are still accessing. There's a check-in list, how life is going for you. That seems to be moving through quite a few people quickly. So if that's you, jump on and grab that. It's in all my free resources. It's because people are looking at this year going, I can't do another year like I did last year. I can't do another year like it. And so we're just moving into a new moon, which is around the 18th of Jan. And a new moon is the real fresh start of, the real foundation, new beginnings, new structure, new everything. And so it's almost like a do-over of a new year, or a real, we've kind of had New Year's, we've connected with everyone. Some of us are going back to work. There's a lot. And now we start. And so that big, let's reconnect, let's get down, let's start. Let's make some choices in what you want for this year, because if you had a year that was awful last year, you didn't feel supported, you don't want to do it again. And this year is, honest to God, it's the year of self-support, that life is really directing us back to that space to be able to own our stories, understand ourselves, all of that. So there's a few different ideas that I can use to help you with. Of course, one is the retreat. It's amazing. It's a 3-day immersive, and there's a group that we have afterwards. And we get together every week, and it's not just one-off. You get my book when you do the retreat. There's so many things that come with it to make sure that you're tucked in and supported for the whole way that you go through. So a few people have been buying their spot, and so I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be amazing. So have a real think, because it's going to set you up. Absolutely, it does all the work really quickly, and then you have the support to be able to make sure that you stay in that space. It's really special. I'm really proud of it. So there's that one. There is a little workshop that I did last week that I'm going to put a link in here, and it's just a quick 1-hour workshop, which is let's set up 2026 in how we support ourselves. And so it's a look at it's not really goal setting, although we do talk about that. It's more really stepping out to go, where am I? What's going on for me? What do I need? How am I going to set up the foundation of knowing how I'm also going to receive? For me, a big part of this year in being supported and supporting ourselves isn't just doing it by ourselves. It's actually undoing that concept. It's stepping out of going, hey, I'm hypervigilant and don't worry about me, I'm fine, I've got this, to go, how can I actually make sure that my life is working to the best of my ability, which means like really best, like universe best. which means that we get all those beautiful connections from new people that can help and new ways to do things and better ways to support us, and things we didn't even think of that were possible are going to be presented to us in a way that they can help us. That already has happened for me. Even in doing what I put the everything up on the wall, it was a little message from the universe to me saying, hey, we've got you. Don't stress, we've got you. And so it helps me relax in knowing that it's going to be a really enjoyable year the more I stay in tune with being able to read what's going on for me. So I'm really excited about that. And lastly, there is the Life Bomb bundles. There's a little one which has our Life Bomb book, and it also has a couple of workshops in there, which is just totally a beautiful way to kind of get that perspective shift for you. And then there's a real deep dive bundle, which is different to the retreat. It's not quite as deep and immersive, but it will certainly set you up to be able to get you on your way to understand yourself. So check them out. I know I'm talking about all the things, but that's what the start of this year is about, to make sure that we have got the things we need to tuck ourselves in to get through the year and make sure that we do it properly. There's also podcasts. That's the last little bit. The podcasts are amazing. The feedback I've had there around the world. I've had emails from people from Yale University. You know, there's people in France, there's people in Sweden, there's people in New Zealand. Like, people are listening to these podcasts and it makes my heart so happy. So, you know, get on them, send them out to your friends. They're quite life-changing. They're going to help you really understand how to unpack your story as well. So that's me. That's me this week. I will be going back to work next week with clients. So we will have a little bit of a different update, but this is where we're at. So love to all. I hope you have a really good week, and I'll talk to you soon.